All right. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of FT Podcast. And pretty much at this point, though, we're here to pretty much establish all things of anime discussion and video game discussion for you. It's going to be the topic and pretty much give you all the highlights that you need right here from us at FT Podcast. So, as your host, my name is Kazo. And I just want to introduce myself to you guys, though. And the fact that, you know what? I love to watch animes in between and also play video games as well. When I'm not playing, actually, when I'm not too busy, like with work and all, considering all things in my schedule, you probably might just catch me playing Animal Crossing late at night. So that's just me. So to my right, I'll introduce you to my other half of Ichi Gaming. And he is here to provide his insight of all things video games and anime. With his new cross-up fight stick, he has been playing a lot more DBZ, and also been playing other games such as Dragon Quest at Builders. So say hello to the viewers of us, and let us know how your experience with that game is.
What's up? It's Reggie one. Always here, always coming. Builders. Like, I gotta admit, like for me, I haven't gotten into the whole Minecraft hype. But then when I started playing Builders, I'm just like, yo, like I gotta build my castle and I gotta go fight like I gotta go like tower defense and like be a whole bunch of like moblins and whatnot. It's pretty chill. It's pretty sick. Like I did play like the first one and I really enjoyed it, but the second one has a much more like built up story into it. So it's pretty tight. And one thing for me to rant today. Fuck Rec Room.
Sheesh. And for those of you guys not from Calgary, or at least know, Rec Room is basically this big entertainment for kids and adults alike. So basically bring back the whole arcade scene, which at this point I heard there was no arcade scene in the first place, unless you like Street Fighter.
Wait. I want to know why Ray feels so passionately about this, though. Why fuck Rec Room, you know?
Talk to us.
Talk to us.
Well, what's it called? Like one of the games that me and Kazo are like really passionate about is Wangan Midnight, right? It's that card. It's the racing game right next to Initial D, where you have like those cards where you build up like. You purchase a car, you take a whole bunch of races and stuff, you upgrade your engines and everything, and this whole time that I was not the pandemic was happening, I'm like I could not, like I wanted to go in there but I couldn't because I'm practice your safe distancing, right? And then now that I'm like, okay, the place is open, I'm like, I'm gonna go check it out. I went and looked like there's 3 floors in the Rec Room.
Go.
Yeah.
And like they moved some of like their games from like the first floor to like the 3rd floor.
Oh, what?
And so they actually have like arcade games upstairs now. And I walked through like 4 times on all 3 floors and no Wangan Midnight, and I'm like, well then why did I go and buy my card for? So I was a little pissed because I was like, I just wanted to go and get some gaming in, like I didn't want to go and start beating like 7-8-year-old kids wanting to play Mario Kart. So I would have been okay if they actually had like an OG King of Fighters like anywhere there, like I would have been okay, but they took that out. Like my next favorite game was Time Crisis 5 and they took that out too, and I'm getting too old and I can't really go and match up with like Pump It Up, the dance game, and like DDR is just like a step away from me. I need to start exercising before I can get back to that again, but still
Dang,
I'm just like
man.
Like the only thing that like was my saving grace was Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, and I put like I was actually so surprised I could still pull off like 7 to 10 combos with Cody. So I'm all like, it's alright, but it still left a little bit of like I spend like hundreds of dollars actually upgrading my car in my Midnight, and the fact that I can't even like there is no no other place where I could play this game, and they took that out. That just got me salty.
Yeah, piece of
yeah,
your heart
fair
right
enough,
there
man.
has been ripped apart, man. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Soon enough, maybe later down the road, maybe they might be like, you know what, let's just petition for one back, and then we'll get our racing team going.
Bring back proper
You know what
games.
you need? You just need to take a trip down to Mexico, man. We got arcades down there. Yeah, you want to play some Street Fighter arcade? Yo, we got you.
It also
Oh,
comes with
dang.
KOF too, right? Like all in one.
Yeah, it's
Wait.
all in one. It's KOF, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighters. You go down there, dude. There's some little kids that just spend like that. They swear to God, they spend every day there.
Oh, be careful. Like Kaz is gonna be like, "Yo, where's Tekken, man? Where's Tekken?" You made
No
No
everything
Tekken,
else
no
about
life.
Tekken.
Oh jeez. But as we continue on from this, though, apart from Ichi, we also have a little space in between us that used to be his name is Bad Rice, but he is not with us at the moment, though, which is fine because you know what, though, he's with us in spirit, or he'll be watching with us soon. And to continue up from him, we also have another brother of ours, Mr. Reggie. He's basically our Calgary's local streamer and also MVP of the Valorant League. So if he's not one-tapping everyone in his and the rest of his squad, he'll be watching anime. So if you're looking for something to watch, look no further than Reggie himself. Talk to us.
Yeah, he's only
Hey.
watching like 4 animes on repeat though.
Was it
No,
really?
no, no,
Oh
okay,
my
that's not
bad.
true.
Oh.
That's not true, okay? Okay, so this one, it's cheesy, but I've been watching Black Clover. I'm almost done, right? And you know what, Jorge, this took me 2 weeks. 2 weeks to go through almost 200 episodes.
Hiya.
So, yeah, like, I've been jamming that. But,
Yeah,
if you're
there's
looking
something
for...
new. It's gone. It's like you tell him to watch something, 20 episodes gone in a day.
Actually, right? I mean, it's kind of what my life has been, right? I've been trying to I've actually been dusting off my library of Steam games, just games that I haven't touched. I'm going through and beating all of them. So,
Damn.
I'm taking some time for that. Yeah, but it's like over 200 games.
The
So I
backlog,
got,
man,
my
is
next-
real.
Yeah, I've got my next 2 years planned out, right? But never a dull moment with the resident MVP, right?
That's right.
Nice.
It's crazy when there's like another Steam sale and then you're like, damn it, it just keeps getting further and further of trying to finish all the games.
Yeah, no, it just joins that catalog of untouched games that will, like, you spend $5-10 on, you're like, yeah, I'm probably not gonna play this. I don't know how they get me every time.
Right? I feel that.
Damn. And last but
Right.
not least, oh sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say, but that's just me. I was gonna pass it off to Churro, like you were.
Awesome. So, and last but not least, we have Thicc Churro, the man who got a dramatic finish on me in Dragon Ball Fighters. He came over, he comboed me, we get to watch an anime ending, and he left. In that order.
And then I left.
That's class right there if I ever seen one. So, if anything else, though,
There
I'm
was
proud
no
of him.
rematch.
That was no rematch. He literally was like, yo, I gotta get back
That's it.
because Reggie's gonna be mad at me. That's it. So, yeah, say hi to the viewers for us, champ.
Yo, what up? So much fun actually now that restrictions are lifting and everybody's getting their COVID vaccines and we're getting back to some semblance of normality, right? It's nice to get together. And I got into Dragon Ball Fighters during quarantine, so I hadn't played anybody offline except for Reggie over here.
Right.
And it was very fun. Spending the afternoon just jamming out fighters, playing against Ray, playing against Gerard, and then clapping Gerard repeatedly. I got tired after. I was like, I got the dramatic finish. I was like, you know what? That's probably enough for him.
Yeah, man. First try too, man. First try. I was there. So good. So that's basically
fun.
our brothers right here. So at the very least, I will pass it off to Thicc Churro to pretty much kick it off the show. Let's get started, guys.
Sorry. Just replying here. You got distracted real quick. Yeah. So got the season done. It's done. Spring is done, and at the start of the season, I believe a couple of us, namely me, I believe Kevin and even Reggie here said that this season was. It was a little weak, you know, in comparison to what we got on in the winter season. The lineup wasn't too enticing, but you know, it's over. You know, we watched some episodes. Let's see what do you guys got? What do you got for me? Like, what were your watches? Did you guys find anything, you know, that was interesting that you might have just not thought about before the season? What do you talk to me, Ray? You know, what's your opinions of these seasons?
Well, there wasn't really much in regards to anything, like in regards to anything worth noting. Surprisingly enough, I actually watched Boruto, and it got a little hype there with the,
Oh shoot.
with the Naruto getting sealed up and people trying to like get him back. I actually thought he would be dead, but well, it's not the way that that Bad Rice likes it, you know, like they haven't killed off anybody yet, but still, like it was like the fight was pretty hype. So I'm thinking about like maybe watching a few more episodes like here and there just to see where it goes. Burning Kabaddi for me, I actually went through like the whole thing, like pretty tight ending. Although it was more like Haikyuu's like first season where you're like, seriously, like that was it, like you know, it did leave you wanting more, and you just want to see more hype matches and stuff.
See, Reggie and I dropped that after like what 4 or 5 episodes.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, I guess we gotta pick it up. I guess it got good somewhere after that, huh?
Well, if you're gonna go and like prefer to like skip a few parts, like go to the very last one. It's like it's the most hype part of it, and yeah, like right after that, you're just like, man, like you just want to see where else are they gonna, like, how else are they gonna take it, and I hope they take it further.
So like, what's it like, man? You know, like finally last episode it got really good, but it's the last one, so now I gotta wait. Or is that kind of like the feeling?
To be honest, for me, it's more like, you know what, I'll give it another chance for next season.
Okay.
Like
okay.
it's not, it's like for me, Haikyuu was good, but it was the same as like Burning Kabaddi. So it was like it's a good anime. It's just yes, it did leave me wanting. But I wanted to go and see where it would go. Like I wasn't fully invested, like 100%. Like maybe 75% I'm invested in it.
Okay.
Yeah. The other ones haven't exactly finished yet. Is Shaman King. Like Shaman King actually delved into a few. It actually had its the very first episode that I've seen that was like an offshoot from the original.
Yeah.
So that was actually pretty sick. It showed off Horo, like the ice dude with the that wants to build butter fields, like these plants. Like he wants to create a whole field of them that can never be destroyed. And yeah, with his ice attacks, it was pretty sick. Not as hype as I thought it would be, but it was really nice that they're trying to expand after like the first 12 episodes. Like it really ramped up really quick from the original season, but the fact that they're actually extending more to the outside of the anime was the original anime was actually really nice.
Okay. So was it like kind of like a sequel, but not really? It's like a little bit of retelling and then restructuring things around?
Yeah, it was like think of it as like Fruits Basket, you know, like how they have like the original set of like anime, and then but they want to stay true more to like the manga. So this is like the extra stuff that we didn't get to see in like the original anime. That's actually part of the manga, and it builds up from there.
Alright, okay. I can vibe with that. That's pretty cool. I didn't check out Shaman King. I don't know if anybody else did here.
No.
Or
No.
But what did you check out, Gerard? Or was there any other animes that you checked out, Ray?
So far, like anything noteworthy, like that was it.
That was it.
Damn.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. What about
Waiting
you,
for
G?
that season 2 of Demon Slayer and
Yo.
Kaisen, man.
You just been waiting for that, eh?
Oh
Well,
yeah.
didn't it? No. Which one got pushed back, Randy? Shield Hero.
Yeah,
right?
Shield Hero.
Yeah.
Man.
So
Oh,
Randy and I
what?
were looking at the list of upcoming anime yesterday, and it turns out that Shield Hero has been pushed back to next year instead of this fall.
Okay, all right. I was actually waiting for that too, because I remember it was like me and Nicole was trying to like, all right, if we play our cards right and then watch it, in sequence, we're gonna get it done, and we already finished anyways. But we're like, all right,
Yeah.
now to wait for September. Now I got the news flash from you guys, but all right,
Yeah, man.
all right, time to watch.
Well,
another
what do
anime.
you watch? What do you watch this spring 2021 season? Did you watch any like ongoing, any new stuff, G?
I mean, aside from the usual stuff that like that people at least that was like pretty much high up and full of like popularity and everything else in terms of the anime itself. But the ones I've been watching that I already completed, I guess at this point, Burning Kabaddi, as Reggie mentioned, though, pretty good overall.
Yeah, what did you think?
It was good overall. It already has those the sports anime tropes where it's like, you know what, basically let's say about 5 episodes is literally one match. So you're not really missing much because like and I mean, not to spoil too much, but it's just they always provide the cliffhanger to be like, all right, time for the next season, time for the fall championships, the spiel of like most sports animes and stuff. So they're still trying to introduce like the nuance of like new character development. So far it's not too bad. It's not something where I'll be like, you know what, I want to be like, yo guys, get your guy like put it on right now, we can watch it together type of thing. It's something. I mean, it's good to pass the time type of that. Those are the type of the anime. It's not the best, not the worst, but hey, it's a sports anime. Let's dig it, right?
Yeah.
That's that.
Yeah, I dig that. Okay.
Yeah. Another one, 86. The anime itself. Have you guys ever heard about it?
Never heard about it.
Oh, really? Okay. So synopsis, real quick. I'll spell it out. 86 kids, or 86 people overall, are like the black sheep of the whole entire human race. They're the ones who's basically set themselves off as like the poor class, gets involved in a full warfare with pretty much opposite ends of the circle that they don't. So they use those 86 people to pretty much as meat shields, and they go inside spider drones or spider Gundams, or sorry, spider I guess mech warriors, I guess, is in a sense. And almost every episode someone gets real, and they all get the clap, like I just got clapped by Thicc Churro, that's how it gets real like that. And it's not bad, but all I could say is think of it like to your eternity. You don't want to get attached because someone might get clapped soon. Right.
Okay.
It's like that. So at the end of it, just when I thought it was already over, they already be like, all right, season 2 coming out this fall. I'm like, oh wow, that was fast. I wasn't expecting that. So I guess the continuation off from there. So it's not too bad to contend to. It's a solid 7.
So is that something you'll be a solid 7? Something you'll be
7.
continuing in the upcoming season then?
I mean, if I got nothing else to do at work, this is probably something I would probably get to. No patience in my in office. I guess this is the thing I'll just check out on though.
Okay.
Next, second last one. Actually, just one more for this one for the road. Megalobox Nomad. Right.
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
I'm on episode 7, and it's actually really, really good. I really enjoy it so far.
I'm with you on that, but to me, I would say season 1's way better.
Yeah.
It has the drive. It has passion. It has
I don't know.
As
man.
boxing.
From what I've seen on season 2, like season 1 was good, but season 2 it's hit different, you know.
I guess so. Okay, you're already at 7, right? So, like the reason why I set it below is Sachio.
Mm.
You already know though, Sachio.
No. I don't really know. I don't know anything about Sachio yet.
Oh, but that's it. Maybe I'm just not feeling it, man. Maybe-
What would you give it? What would you give it on the Gerard scale? You know, is it a solid 6, solid 7?
How many G's you gonna give it?
Yeah.
I give it. Compared to the first one was like eight and a half, maybe eight and a half, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
It's rough. It's a rough estimate, but that's the one I can put it through. But this one though is like literally a solid 7.
Okay.
In that matter, it's good. It's but I'm feeling I need more fight night in my life.
Something's missing.
I need a spark.
You want Mayweather Jr. coming back out and Manny Pacquiao doing the knockout?
Yeah.
Is that how you want to see it?
It's like exactly. I want like 2 titans, like going full like those rock and sock and pop, like those robots and stuff like that. Just pure finesse and sweet science of boxing. But man, that's it. But I guess
That's good.
that I wish there was there's something like that spark that I felt from like the first one, but
Yeah.
season 2 it hits different, like you said though. Which is why for that it didn't give me the knockout that I needed.
Fair enough.
And there you go.
All right. Okay. So solid 7. So I guess overall was a half decent season for you then, Gerard. There was some half decent stuff. Seems like a couple of 7s there. What about you, Reggie? Man himself.
That's gonna be a bit of a hot take, I guess, because this for me was the season of animes I either dropped or were so disappointed in the synopsis I couldn't start.
Fair.
Wow.
The only exception to these being long-running animes, Boku no Hero and One Piece were kind of just the only notable exceptions that I kept up with. But we talked about Burning Kabaddi, especially the first couple episodes. Where I think we dropped off was the episode where they go to buy shoes, right?
Yeah.
And it was a very wholesome friendship feel episode, right? But like up until that point, I still hadn't been captivated, so I dropped it there. That was one of the things I did drop. I tried watching Slime Diaries. I appreciate like a very light-hearted anime, and let me tell you, this wasn't it, Chief. It was such a like I get it. You have all these things that are going on in the village in the meantime, but it felt like such a rough and sudden departure from how they left things in Slime season 2. It didn't really feel like it had the same quality of writing as the main series, so I couldn't continue with that. And then as for the animes I didn't quite start, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like especially in the last couple years after notable titles like Konosuba, for example, isekais that did the medium very well, did it justice. There's a bunch of wannabe pop-ups coming up. Reborn as a Spider, that one where the lady gets to level 99 killing slimes. Like half of the animes here are like just underwhelming sounding, unimaginative isekai, so I couldn't watch those. And then the romance, you know me, I like the occasional romance anime, but like it was all very creepy sounding. You got 30-year-olds involved with high school girls, or a teacher involved with a grade school girl, and that Nagatoro anime. I just couldn't even bring myself to think about beginning those.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate. But I did want to go back to one anime you were talking about, which was 8686, because I was looking into that, right? I got a bit, like, about half an episode in. I haven't decided if I'm going to watch it or not. But from the way you described it, it sounds like a very much like Attack on Titan Marley versus Eldia kind of vibe. Like, would that be accurate?
Yeah, they already, by first episode already, they were like, all right, they're already trying to like portray like the class differences like of each like for each person. Like my race is better than yours, so you belong in this pile. So, and while everyone else living in the dream, everyone else there is like living in poverty. So, is it's an interesting take. It's a dark take, that's for sure. So if you're really into that, then you know what? It actually works out well.
That's awesome because that's right up my alley. But before I pass it off, I'm going to leave on a positive note here. It's pretty cheesy, admittedly, but when you come to expect cheesy from anime, it's fine. Boku no Hero fifth season for me was stellar season, probably one of the best I've seen. I think it kind of far surpassed the Gentle Criminal arc when you got to near the end of the first. I don't know if you've gotten there with your girlfriend, Jar.
Yeah, we caught up pretty hard. She's the one who
okay. Right. So, like everything that happens there regarding, Midoriya and all the other classmates, one of my personal favorites was Shinso, and, to see him come back and actually live up to my expectations, I was, they delivered more than I thought they would, and it's still going for that second part. Really can't wait to see where it goes. But I should probably not spoil it because I know, Churro, you haven't finished it actually. But how about
I'm not caught up yet on Boku no Hero, but like you said, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. I really do like the that Shinso did come back, and he was a really cool character, right?
Mm-hmm.
You saw, you saw the other side of the coin where like you always think like, oh, these guys have. These supervillains have all these powers. Like, what if they could be superheroes, right? But to take it like just to flip that around and be like, hey, this guy wants to be a hero, but your power's so good to be a villain. It's like, why even bother, right? So to have that is really really cool. So I just haven't had enough time to watch it yet. I guess I haven't sat down to do it. But the one anime that I was super surprised on, like. Honestly, the surprise of the season was Odd Taxi. In the beginning, I remember Offbeat Hero and Bad Rise talking about Odd Taxi, and they were like, "What a weird show!" And and this was like episode 1, 2 through 5 or something like that. And watching it, like, I don't know what they were talking about because it's actually a really well written story. I don't think it's like weird at all. It's a really cool world building. Well-written story. It's the best way I can put it. Honestly,
it deals with the animals, right? Still.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has animals. I think I don't know if someone on the podcast said it or someone on chat, but I know Kate said it works. It just works without the animals either way.
Okay.
And I totally agree. I totally agree that it does work without the animals, but it's a super good story, really well written. I don't know if there's gonna be a season 2. They left it off at a really really good spot, but there could be a season 2. I don't know. Anyways, it's honestly one of those shows that's absolutely worth watching twice. Once. And if you don't want to watch after that, if you don't want to rewatch it, like it's an experience to watch it once,
Nice.
I'm super glad I checked it out. It's a really good show. Honestly, kind of surprised me that it was the level of writing was really really good. And the other one that I haven't finished yet, but I'm working my way through, is Megalobox Season 2, the Nomad season. So far, it's really good. I can't say for sure, part of the anime is also the way they end things. So we'll see if this was the end of Megalobox. I'm not sure. I haven't finished it, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see what the future of anime has in hold. But on that note, why don't we go ahead and move on to the Switch Pro?
Oh, okay.
I believe that's the next topic, right?
It would be under the Switch OLED, the new, I guess.
The Switch OLED.
The OLED?
Nah, Switch 1.5, I guess.
The Switch 1.5 that Nintendo is releasing? Announced? I'm not sure.
It's coming out
They're
on...
releasing it in October.
Yeah.
It's coming out in October. Yeah. Alright, so the hot take Nintendo Switch OLED. Gerard, why don't you start us off, man? I saw you out with your Switch yesterday. What do you think?
Yeah, for sure, man. So just at least for those, if you guys still, I mean, for any even you guys in chat, the Switch OLED, it is compared to the regular Switch that we have, the 6.2 inches. This is 7 inches. So, I guess every size, size matters for some people, right? And then you have the 5.5 inches for the lights. So again, which one's your hot take for like, in terms of like what, like how would you describe like what is the best gaming like experience for yourself if you want to see everything inside a small little handheld screen? This one, this OLED one is not 4K, just a heads up. It has more vibrant colors due to the OLED functionality, and the unfortunate part about this, it is still the standard Joy-Cons that we experience in our regular Switch. So if we get drift, then too bad. Buy another one, or pretty much see if you could do do it yourself. There you go.
Stick a cardboard in it.
There you go. Or do a do-it-yourself project and see if you can actually fix it yourself. Right, that's one of the things. The battery is still the same. That's probably like another note to take. There is that sort of like more extended function of like the back piece for doing like if you want to do some tabletop gaming. And then I believe there is the other one where is the LAN support as well, and which also works as well as like you can also use it as a dock for the regular Switch as well that we have. So it goes in hand. So, I mean, if you want to just buy the dock itself, then you know what? Go be my guest. But otherwise, this is not the Pro that we are supposed to be getting. This is just another little bit of a upgrade, or a small little piece of upgrade that should have been like as what this article mentioned one time. It was like what a $10 upgrade is what they pretty much perceived it to be. Where it's not much to pretty much reconsider to be the upgrade that we want it to be, but at the same time, you know what? Anyone who already has it, you might as well. I mean, sorry, anyone who already has a regular Switch, you might as well just hold out until the real upgrade is what what we will be looking for. That's the thing.
Yeah. From the looks, I think it doesn't look like there's like that much of an upgrade, right? And it is like what $50-ish more than the original.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, like you said, it's just slightly bigger, slightly better. It doesn't look like it's like any substantial upgrade. But what do you have to say about this, Reggie? I know you're a bit of a Nintendo fan. I mean, aren't you? That's where your name comes from, isn't it?
The resident Nintendo fan. Let's go.
Yeah, that's something like that. But I'm probably gonna have the harshest opinion as like the only console I own is Nintendo products. I don't have any PlayStations. I don't have any Xboxes. Nothing like that. Right? Like all the way back to
like ever. Like
ever? Like I've bought them and had them. It's just the only ones like after the hype died down. It's like the only thing I've kept on to. Like I've still got my Nintendo 64, for example, and I still break that out, right? But like PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, I've had all of them. Don't have them anymore. I skipped out on PS5. Same thing with Xbox, right? But anyways, so like you did say, we're going from a 6.2 to a 7-inch screen, but it doesn't actually mean any increase on the size of the actual Switch, which is actually relatively disappointing for me. I do like that you can still use your original Joy-Cons with it because it's the same size.
Yeah.
But I am kind of a person with, above average hands, and, having these handhelds that are like a lot, they're good for kids to hold, right? So like that can be quite cramped for me. So that's a problem that they never addressed. Another problem, so obviously we're talking about the OLED, it's fantastic, right? How they switched to actually being able to just straight turn off the bulbs, so that way we can have more like striking color is really nice. But then like the Switch has been out for how many years now? They haven't improved the GPU, the graphics, or the battery life is the same. There's no 4K. The actual resolution is still the same in docked and on TV. So like they had all this time, and for an extra $50, when I have a perfectly good Switch, all I get is a slightly better screen on handheld. But I never play mine handheld. It's always hooked up to the TV because I'm doing party games with everyone, right? It's
Nice.
like,
Yeah.
it's completely a useless upgrade for me. And Nintendo's never been a gaming company where you need the best graphics anyways. Like, what are you going to play? Animal Crossing, Mario, Pokemon, like at best it's Smash. But one thing I will say I'm very incredibly happy with is for those people who play Smash Online, it's coming with a wired-in LAN port, so you can actually hook into your internet now instead of going through the incredibly scuffed wireless connection. Because I'm sure everyone here has had, matches drop, incredible lag. You throw yourself off the ledge in Smash Bros. Because you lag out for about 3 seconds, right? I'm sure I'm not the only one here.
But that'll be a rare instance when someone would be like, "No, I never had a lag whatsoever. I never had lag while playing Smash whatsoever." What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know.
What is
I've
this?
never had lag playing Smash whatsoever. It's because I only play with friends.
Yeah, Nintendo Online is not scuffed at all, despite the fact that you pay $20 a month for it. So I'm just gonna, throw that little bit of shade out to Nintendo. I was doing a lot of research and I could not find a single negative article. I think, you got a lot of these people hoping for free advanced copies to, post to their blogs and stuff. But realistically, this is when you're trying to compete with PS5 and what is it, Xbox One Scarlet, I believe. This is a very incredibly underwhelming entry into their lineup as an attempt to keep up with the other giants. They should just kind of stay in their own lane, kind of like do what they do best. Nobody does platformers like Nintendo, for example. But Ray, how about you? What are your thoughts on this?
Well, first of all, for Kazu and I were actually talking about it, and for me, I'm actually gonna get it because I have been having problems with getting my wireless, like even just up to the speeds that he's using, and his is actually connected.
Yeah.
And I tried connecting mine to a third party LAN or to a third party Ethernet adapter, and it still doesn't give as much. So that's why I'm probably I'm gonna go and upgrade to this one. In terms of being Nintendo fan, I'm also a big Nintendo fan. Is it something that I was expecting? Actually, yes. I was expecting for this one to be completely underwhelming. Not because for the reason of they need to be able to compete and all that stuff with the PS5 or the Xbox Series X and stuff, but I think it's just the way that they do things. When they had the Game Boy. The Game Boy was full on black and white, and then next thing you know, they brought out the Game Boy Color,
they had the Pocket as well too, if I recall.
Right, that, when that came out, people were super underwhelmed. They're like, "Well, what? I got the Super Nintendo and all of the PlayStations were coming out, and why do I have to go and get something like this? It's just in color and it plays the same games and stuff, and it made for that it was underwhelming too. And then after I believe they had one more reiteration of it. After that, they went and produced the Game Boy Advance, and then from there they went from Game Boy Advance to we're gonna do the Game Boy Advance Pocket, and they're like, oh yeah, it can fold, and it still plays the same game. It can fold. It has better battery life, but it also, the only other difference with that one was that it had LED lights at the back to make the screen even brighter.
Right.
So you can actually play it when you're on the bus or wherever.
Right.
So they did a whole bunch of reiterations that really was very underwhelming. Even if you think about the Nintendo DS, one of their flagship handhelds, the next one that they released was the Nintendo DSi, and everybody was like, oh yeah, I should be able to go play better games with this, but they only released maybe 3 or 4 games that was specifically for the DSi. Everything else was the same, and yeah, it was the only thing was that there was just little upgrades in there. In the stream chat, says Mr. BLT was Game Boy Advance SP, not Pocket. But there was a Game Boy Advance Micro. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the SP was the folding one, and that was the one that everybody traded their Game Boy Advance for this one. So then they can, like, it was like, even though it was such a tiny little thing, putting like lights on the back of the LEDs, like it gave it like so much difference. And with this one, you know, like, yeah, they're trying to boost up with the OLED, and
Right.
you know, to be honest, when I play mine in handheld, sometimes when I'm like right outside and I want to enjoy the sun and stuff, I can barely see my screen. Like, I'm being serious. Like, I was trying to play Breath of the Wild, and I could barely see anything Zelda inside my screen. And I have it like on full on blast, like brightness.
Oh man.
But don't forget, I'm also playing on like the original game, Nintendo Switch that came out. Like, this isn't even the Game Boy Advance 1.2 where they have like the upgraded battery and stuff. So now we got like the Game Boy Advance 2.5 with like the better OLED and you got like the LAN port on the thing. You know, I was expecting this. I wasn't expecting them to go full on blown out. Like, everybody's like, oh yeah, they're gonna compete with PS5 and Xbox Series X, but like, I agree with Reggie. I think for them, I think this is something for them that they tend to do. To one, like, you know, we're gonna go and keep making like better stuff for the same thing, but we're gonna do what we're best of. Is like, yeah, we're gonna go bring out your Mario games, your Legend of Zeldas and stuff. So
Right.
I think that's for me. I was not like, was I a little disappointed? If I actually gave into the hype, I'd say yes. But for me, I knew that it, like, I was expecting an upgrade, but not such a huge upgrade. So this one was like a smaller win. I was expecting something better because I wanted to be in with the hype. But for me, I think this is at least a better win for them, because if they improve something, like whether it's on the handheld version or even just improving like wired connection for all of us to like improve our gaming, I think it's all good.
Nice.
I'd pay that $50.
Okay.
But here's a question for you though, right? Let's say, all right, they put it up, you know, for the next Nintendo Direct and everything else though, and then sure enough, they put up the release date of the Nintendo Pro Switch, and then you already, let's say it was already at October that you already picked up the OLED version, right? And then they're like, and then, you know, next month they're like, all right, Nintendo Direct release date of Nintendo Pro Switch, February. Like, bam! Like, who knew? But like, you know, let's just say, let's put that in perspective. Would you like still keep your OLED version and then, you know, make a full range of like collections at that point, or would you be like, you know what, whatever I said to improve it, nah, fuck that, I'm gonna go like just pretty much sell off to what I have just to upgrade, and then, you know, forget what I said.
If
think
that was
it's the same like what Reggie said though, right? If and also you touched on that too, Ray. If they're just improving some of it, and I can still play the games that I want on my good old Switch, why bother?
Yeah,
That's the way I see it, anyways, right?
yeah. Well, it's just like, for me, like, it's like
you already bought the
For me,
OLED right at the time. Then would you still pick up like, the Pro?
the Pro. Well,
Yeah.
one, I was always waiting for the Pro. Like, I've told you that even like 2 years ago. I'm like, when they release the Pro, I am so gonna get it. Like, the only thing that I was a little iffy on was people's rumors of saying, oh, you can't like undock it, right? And like, it was like a full on like console. Like, if that was the case, you know, like, maybe, like, I'm pretty sure I'd still pick it up, but I might not pick it up like first buy. But if they go and like announce it right as soon as like they just release the OLED, I'm gonna go and fly to Japan and throw a brick.
There you go. That's the
like,
answer
why
I'm
would
waiting
you do
for.
me so dirty. Okay,
That's the answer I'm waiting
at
for.
least give me like a year. Give me a year to save up my money so I can buy the Pro.
It's like, here you go. Here's a brick, but also thank you Nintendo.
Yeah, exactly.
See, that's what I'm
I mean,
worried about, though.
like, you know, to be honest, yeah, like good on them for like making like little upgrades. I know, unfortunately, it's not what everybody's looking for because it's all the hype with like all of the consoles, right? Like, you know, as soon as they started talking about the PS4 Pro and like the Xbox One X, and everyone's all about like, oh yeah, like, you know, you got like it started to become like the PC Master War. So you gotta have like the teraflops to go and like play these games. You gotta have like the 4K. You gotta have like the like heck, even the TVs now are like 8K, and I'm like, is there even something that we can stream that is 8K?
You know, that's news to me because I was like, what? Are we in this environment where I can do 8K? Like 8K?
Yeah, like
What?
yeah, like seriously, like what was it like a year ago? I was looking at TVs and like mind you, like I told like you know that I have a 70-inch TV that does, and it's still only a 60 hertz TV and it does 4K. Can't do much with like video game because it doesn't have HDR and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, like while I was looking, they're like they were showing off like this 42, 46-inch 8K OLED TV models. So I'm like, what can actually like what do we have that actually does 8K? Like our consoles can't do 8K. Like I don't like our gaming needs like higher higher FPS, but does any video game actually do 8K? I don't really even know. You know, like unless you're
I don't think the one does. But Reggie, I know you wanted to say something there before.
Yeah, that's kind of gone out from one like part of my brain out the other and out my ears.
No.
So that is that's all good. I'm soaking this in here, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
sorry, Reggie.
No, we're all good, man. I mean, I like the point you're making about 8K. It's like, you know, first thing I noticed was like, you know, Netflix seems to love being the first one to jump on this whole like, yeah, you give us $30 a month starting now, and we've got this brand new resolution for you. Don't ignore the fact that, you know, there's no TVs or anything capable of doing that yet, but give us our money for that, you know?
Yes.
But you know, and as for TVs, I mean, they used to be so dang expensive to get the new ones. You know, I mean, like $3,000-$4,000. I'm just so grateful that you know, like top of the line is like $1,000 at best now.
Yeah. Mind you, like the experimental ones are like almost like $8,000. So when I actually was shopping for a TV because I'm like, yeah, I have enough money to buy a large one now. Like I was looking at like the 8K TVs and like the 4K was like, yeah, like a good like $2,000-$3,000 for like the size I was looking for, which is like 70 inches. But like the 8K, like anything that's like even higher than 40-inch was like almost like 8 to 10 grand. And I'm like, yeah, like it was ridiculous, man. Like but yeah, like
ridiculous.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but going back to like the whole Nintendo OLED thing, like yeah, like in terms of it, I definitely agree with Reggie that like they need to stay in their own lane. Like I don't care about having 4K playing Mario as long as like everything is crisp and like I can play like the crap out of like trying to go and like craft my weapons with Link here, you know, or and I'm gonna go and ask the Nintendo, bring us some Mario Strikers up in here and some Mario Baseball.
Ooh,
and
sluggers.
I will be playing it for like months on end, like not even days, months on end. Like I'm gonna be like telling like, yo, we're gonna play some Mario Strikers. You need to be on my team.
It's like,
you know,
yeah, I'm sorry, we're not playing Dragon Ball Fighters
like,
anymore.
We need to go play some baseball, and then after that, I'm gonna go be like, yo, Reggie, let's go watch some anime together. So
Yeah, absolutely. But you know, like
great all around.
with like the whole staying in their lane thing, I think something they could do to really capitalize on that Nintendo theme is like when like the what do you call it, like the 3DS came out and it was like completely out of nowhere, and it's like, well, why would you really need 3DS? But like they worked that gimmick, or the GameCube's attachment that let you play Game Boy Advance games on the TV, things like that, right? If they made those kinds of introductions to the Switch, I obviously don't know what they do, but like if they did something like completely off the wall and just like crazy Japanese tech, I would go out and buy a brand new Switch the day it came out.
Nice.
Right, but
well,
just
I think
OLED.
like one thing that they could do, obviously not wouldn't be integrated to a console, but like one thing they could do is they could make brand new GameCube controllers, right? Like proprietary GameCube controllers, not the ones where you. So I know it is kind of hard to get a GameCube controller that's Nintendo specific, right? Like that's an OG Nintendo one. Like you either have to buy it from a third party or something like that. So like if we're talking about like integrating some of the old stuff and just give it that Nintendo brand, like the GameCube controllers, it's kind of sought after. It's like there's no real reason why they couldn't just make more.
I mean, absolutely, there's no reason, and they'd sell really fast, but like Nintendo has never really made the most profitable decisions, and I'm not saying this in a negative sense. They've kind of stuck true to their roots at like every step of the way. Like they don't license out their IPs, for example. It can make them a ton of money, right? But that's just Nintendo, right? That era is gone for them, and I don't think they'll ever come and actually make official GameCube controllers. So, I am thankful I've got a small stockpile of like 5 or 6 different GameCube controllers sitting around, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that unfortunately, it's ever going to happen.
Well, I mean, the recent, in reference to like the GameCube controls, the only recent ones in terms of like the newest rendition would be like when Smash Ultimate came out, when they had their featured Smash esque controller dubbed, you know, for that reason. But to continue on, where it's like Nintendo is just being Nintendo.
It's true.
Yeah.
Nintendo is just being Nintendo. I think that's the best way to put it here. And speaking of like consoles coming out too, I know it's not one of our topics here, but what do you guys have, like, do any of you have any thoughts on like the new Steam box that's coming out? So it's for those of you who don't know, Steam's coming out with it's basically a console, right? It's a console where you can play Steam. That's basically the whole gimmick of it. It's Steam, but it's now on a console. And I was talking with some friends earlier, and it's just like, it just seems like, if you're playing Steam, like you got a computer, right? Like that's what I think anyway. And it just seems like it'll be a very, very small population of gamers that want to get, something. It seems like a novelty, honestly. Like it's just like I have it, that's cool, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you have any thoughts on this, Reggie? I know you're also a Steam boy there.
You know what? I'm gonna let you guys come back to me for a minute. I want to see what other people have to say first. Like I just kind of want to soak in some more opinions.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
But
okay.
yeah.
Gerard, any thoughts on that? I don't know how big your Steam library is there, but
it's all fighting games, so
it's all fighting games.
With the exception of most like that are recent Tales games, so that's what I've been running on. But I mean,
I know you own like multiple copies of the fighting games, right? Because you want to have them on consoles too. So right. What do you make out of this?
I was actually pretty excited initially about it too, because like if people were really looking for something, especially let's say, I remember I remember having a conversation with Ichi about this, that like if there's gonna be a handheld console that has Tekken 7 on it, count me in, right? Whether it's gonna be on Switch or whatever. And then guess what? Lo and behold, we have this one, and then I was like pretty dang excited about it. I'm not gonna lie. I was looking through the specs and everything else, though. Looks pretty dope. Already has a touchpad, as you can see from the picture there, and it's already in tune to play with like as well. It looks like you already start playing fighting games already. So if you want to start like throwing down, just put the console up. And then it just occurred to me, I have a laptop already that, or you already have that ability, and
Yeah.
pretty much does more power, and already it has a bigger screen for that reason. So, and to me, it kind of defeats the purpose, even though I was already ready to press the reserve button, and then I just looked to my right, and I'm like, oh shit, my laptop is right here the whole time with me. So that being said, it's a hard pass for me. Steam looks
Yeah.
like it's already having their gimmicks. I mean, you remember that time when they had their Steam controller and stuff, where it was kind of looks janky and whack.
Yeah.
I don't know whoever bought
I
it,
think
but-
that died out pretty quick.
But at the same time, I mean, because of the fact that they featured hitbox and a fighting stick together, it's already catered to the fighting game fans out there already. And apparently, it won't run all the games that you might need, so it has to be integrated somehow. So that's what I
Yeah.
was researching upon, though. But I mean, you could already use it as a PC. So I mean, if you're taking it on the go, if you like, carrying like super lightweight stuff that you don't really want to necessarily need to, have a monitor for a reason, I think it caters to that, to all the people. Handheld, even better. I mean, why? Like, it's already what? I was looking at the price too. $499 for that,
Yeah,
which
it's
includes,
500.
it includes a carrying case. $659 with as an SSD type of with a carrying case and profile bundle, and a full almost damn near 1G for pretty much the expenses plus the anti-glare etched glass, like for the screen stuff. So
Yeah.
I mean, why not just buy those like small mini laptops and stuff, and then pretty much that's half the cost and everything else though. And I don't know, it just goes without saying. I mean, like, I would still say I would generally say at this point though, with this one called the Steam Deck, mind you,
Yeah.
they already. I like the fact that they pretty much push they pretty much brought out the console to the masses first. The reason being said is so that it can promote like a lot of like competitive nature from other things. Because remember back then with the whole console wars with what Ichi was mentioning about earlier, as every console brings out, it already showcases at least a lot more competition to be like, I want to be better than that one did. For example, the Xbox One is the best example for that though. When they first came out, it was all digital, right? And PS4 came out, was like they're originally going for the digital only route until they brought out one. I think I remember it was like super hype about it, that they only brought one commercial saying like, all right, this is how we're gonna this is how we can do for people who want to for people who want to like borrow games. They have a game case, they're like, here, you could and then they brought it to another guy who's like, all right, here's my game, you can borrow it. And then that was actually like the commercial itself. And for that,
Yeah.
they're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
all right, Xbox was like, oh, fuck. All right, time to let's go back to the square root and then like start fresh. And pretty much we need to get our gamers back. So I would say like, you know what, if this is a precursor of like, for things to come for the Switch Pro, that they're like, hey, in the middle of their creating their ultimate sequel to the initial Switch, not the OLED, the Switch, the regular
Yeah.
Switch. This is a way to be like, all right, cool, let's create something better. If not, yeah, all things considered. But for the fact that I would generally say this console, the Steam Deck, is what they're saying that it's called, I don't think it's gonna last. But I give props to like Valve for at least making an attempt to cater to at least the handheld gamers out there.
Yeah, fair enough, man. Like, yeah, you know what? That's a good take on it. What about you, Ray? What's your thoughts on this?
I'm super biased.
Go.
Yeah,
One, I think like for me, it like in this whole thing, it's already a hard pass, and my reason, like, it's not even in regards to the handheld itself. I think it's a great idea, and people have been like, we've all been trying to like see if we can put a computer that runs as good as a PC into a handheld. And like kudos to it. For me, I think this like in honesty, for me, I think this should have stayed as just as a um like with cars, like they have like their prototypes. I think this should have just stayed just as a prototype. And my reasoning is this: um, fix yourself first. And by what I mean by that is, I don't know if all of you even remembers the Steam box. Fix yourself first.
Elaborate to me.
Like the Steam,
Steam box?
like what? When you were talking about like the Steam controller and everything, it was like there was so much hype. They talked about the Steam box, and they were like, the Steam box is gonna go and like revolutionize like the consoles, and we're gonna go and catch the consoles up to the PC gamers and stuff, and like everybody can just have fun. And when they were talking about that, I was like, yo, I'm down. The reason being is because I've been a console player all my life, and I wanted to be able to like play games with the PC gamers and stuff. Like, mind you, like even the Xbox One is still a console, and it's not necessarily like people are like, yeah, you can't get like whatever on the Xbox.
Yeah.
And for me, it was a little heartbreaking because like I play games too. Why can't we all just play games together and just enjoy a good time, right?
Nice.
But like so for me, when they brought out the Steam box, I was like, oh yo, I'm ready to go and dip into this, because I was thinking I was gonna get a console that I can go and swap my video cards in, maybe change the sound card, like do anything for a little cheaper price. But I could, like, if I want to go and upgrade, I could.
Right.
Unfortunately, they they brought it up to other companies like Alienware and other Cooler Master and all that, and they all butchered it because they're like, yeah, like we're gonna go and make so they basically made like inferior PCs that you cannot upgrade and sold it as Steam boxes. And it was a great it was a great thing that concept wise, but the execution wasn't even didn't even work. So for me, like with already throwing yourself into a handheld, I'm like, well, what about like you're already jumping from getting yourself from the PC all the way to a handheld when you haven't completed the console level yet. Like where's the stuff that you promised me? So yeah, I think it's a great thing that we're trying to make things smaller and stuff. But come on, man, I'm still waiting to go and be able to play some of my Steam games onto my TV because I want to be able to upgrade that when I want to, so then I can still keep playing it on my TV. And yeah, unfortunately for me, it is definitely a hard pass. Steam makes wonderful games, and I love using Steam. I think it's a great thing that I can use it in so much, like my collection. Like even though small right now, it's super easy to access and everything. Like they did such an amazing thing on it. It's just that you're trying to go and put your software into a console or handheld or whatever, but you still need to fix the whole that whole issue before you could even get to this point right here, I think.
Makes sense.
You think when you're creating a console or at least a handheld, you would create a better name for that? Because I mean, the way you said it, I remember you mentioned Steam Box. Yeah, that's a console. Then we have Steam Deck. That's a handheld. Has to have Steam in the first hand for all things considered to be like, all right, don't forget, it's from Steam.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know.
Release the Steam Yo-Yo. The Steam Yo-Yo, the Steam Plate, the Steam Microwave.
Oh yeah.
Everything's all Steam.
Everything is Steam. All right, Randy. Now that you've heard our bit of an opinions, I guess the one thing that I will say though, it's not enticing enough personally for me, right? Like you said, Ray. If I want to do if anything is to play on a TV, right? If that's kind of where the console was going. And realistically, you can just hook up your TV to your computer too, right? I just feel like they kind of are missing something for it to be like feasible, as well as like you said, some of the graphic stuff is just not there yet. And it would be cool to have an upgrade, eventually too, like a handheld device that you can upgrade yourself. So, but without further ado, Randy, give us your opinions.
Okay, let's see. I think I'm going to start this off by first of all saying that I am not a laptop kind of person. I've had one once before, and that was enough for me. Never again. But to the point at hand being, am I going to pre-order the Steam Deck? No, God no, never. Pre-order in general, right, is just big no. Am I going to buy this? Probably, actually.
Nice.
And I'll be honest, I don't think I'll go for the one that's $1,000. I think I'll go for the middle range, which comes with a bit of the extra bundle, the bit of extra stuff. And my reasoning for this being is that, like when we were talking about the Switch, right? Ray might get the Switch because it fits his needs, whereas it doesn't fit my needs. So why do I need another Switch, right? And I think we're seeing the opposite here. Like I'm just gonna, like, for example, for work, I'm gonna be doing a lot of traveling in the next year. I'm gonna be out of the province sometimes, and I don't want to pay extra money to take and check my monitor, my PC, and all that stuff, right?
Fair.
And I don't want to have to lug it with me, especially, right? So if I can have something that's handheld, that it comes with 3 USB ports, one 3.1 and 2 2.0s. So you can plug in a keyboard and a mouse and still hook it up to a TV anyway. So it does work like a PC like that, which I do find very appealing. Its ability to go up to at launch, it's going to be able to handle 4K and even 8K at 30 FPS resolution, which is a huge deal, right? So if you do end up upgrading your TV, you just plug it in and you will have, at 30 FPS, granted, 8K resolution, which is really nice. A couple things that do seem very unfortunate to me: dock sold separately at a later date. That's just that's a big blow, right?
Right.
You would think it would come with it.
Comes with it.
anyways.
Yeah, it comes with the Switch natively. Why can't Steam do that, right? So that's a bit of a disappointment. One thing I do like, though, is that even though it is running Linux to provide you with Steam 3.0 OS, it's not locked. You could completely wipe the Linux-based OS on there and reinstall Windows 10 if you wanted to, which actually gives you access to not just Steam or PC games, it also gives you access, in theory, but more than likely, to Xbox Game Pass games, Windows Store games, and other kinds of different platforms of games. So it's not just like a PC when you really put the work into it. You're getting. I can't really imagine any other PC that's capable of playing Forza, for example, right? Because that's, as we all know, it's an exclusive, right?
Right.
So that would be that's a huge appeal to me, right? I don't want to spend $600 on an Xbox, but I cry every time I see a new Forza release that I can't play.
Right.
for example, right? It's storage. It's okay storage. You get about a 0.5 terabyte if you spend $1,000, but it comes with extra spaces for micro SSDs, so you can easily upgrade that past 1 terabyte, which is really nice. And the whole aspect of it, you can attach a keyboard too if you want, but it's mostly handheld because there's a lot of games, right? I don't want to have to sit at my computer to play games like sitting in my computer chair to play Catherine for admittedly 8 hours today got very, very tiring to some extent. I want to be able to play on a couch wherever I'm going, right? So that,
right.
I think, but going to covering this whole thing, is it for everyone? Definitely not.
Right.
But am I gonna get it? I think I will. I think do not pre-order this item. Definitely do not pre-order this item. Ray said, right? They hyped up that Steam box so much, right? But when it came out, what do you call that? The Ouya box, OUYA box. That was another thing that reminds me of that. They're both just colossal disappointments that were available for pre-order. I want to see actual reviews with this in hand, but I think this is a very impressive step up from the Steam box.
No, fair enough. I personally just think that if I'm gonna drop 500 on a handheld, I'd rather have proprietary games. like PS4 and get the exclusives there, or Xbox, Switch, whatever, right? But I do see your point. You have a very valid point there, and I guess time will tell whether this turns out to be a disappointment, or if it's something really, really, really cool, and maybe we get to see a new whole side of Steam. But with that being said, I'll pass it back to my man in the chair, Gerard, to send us off.
Dang, just like that. All
Just
three,
like that.
yeah, all our topics have already been finished. For those of you guys in attendance, though, thank you guys for watching, though. Just for you guys to know that at least it's like if you guys missed at least then our first two topics, and you want to come back to it, make sure you see, you'll be like, oh, I want to see the reactions again. You can also find it on YouTube coming up later down the week, and then so at least at least you guys will be up to date for that in that regard. And I want to give a special shout out to Reggie, and Thicc Churro for pretty much putting in their input and at least pretty much giving us their complete insight of what things to become of at least with all anime and video games for that reason. Shout out to Jurassic Clark for acknowledging that he is late, but don't worry, it's going to be on YouTube anyways, or at least look in for the next feature episodes. So if you want to look for at least give us some sort of input that you guys want us to talk about. Last time we had our episode, we were talking about one of our fans gave us a little suggestion to watch a Filipino anime called Treses, and we pretty much spoke about it for the next episode. So for you guys though, definitely give us your input, whether it's through our Discord or even on this chat though. Let us know. I want to give another complete shout out to Mr. BLT, Double Fist Ninja, and Jurassic Clark for tuning in, and pretty much, or at least any one of you guys just tuning in right now, though, just watching us and supporting us in our efforts to pretty much give you guys the best content we can provide, especially within our podcast right here. Yeah, thank you so much. So that being said, though, if you want to contact us, or at least anyone else of us in general, my name's Kazo. You can find me at Ichi Gaming under Twitter, YouTube, Discord, and also this channel as well on Twitch. And pass it off, Reggie. Where can we find you?
Well, if I'm not moving at the moment, which is gonna be sometime within the next 2 to 3 weeks, you'll definitely be able to go and find me on the Ichi Gaming Discord. You can just give me a shout out if you want to go and chat about anything, anime, Dragon Ball Fighters, or any other games. I tend to try and play all of them. So yeah, just give me a shout out and stuff, and shout out to RNGesus for always catching us up as well. Aside from that, I do have to apologize to a whole bunch of people. I know a whole bunch of you is waiting for me to go and actually stream some Nintendo Switch games. Unfortunately, since I am moving, it will take me just a little bit of time to actually set everything up. So I'll let you guys know when I am actually able to start doing all of that stuff up. So just hope for it soon.
Awesome. Okay. And we have Reggie, aka RMJesus, and yes, my knee is definitely itchy. Where can we find you?
You can find me at Twitch TV/RMJesus. Like I stated at the beginning of this, I'm running through my Steam library that I haven't played any time on, so I'm going to be starting off with a game apparently called 100% Orange Juice. I have no idea how that got there, but we'll see what that's like, right?
The name title already, it's already
just
intriguing.
Give us a review.
Yeah. I'll be hitting you guys up in a week or two with all the reviews.
Awesome. And last but not least, we have Thicc Churro. What's up?
You in the spirit of our good friend Mr. Bad Rice, you cannot find me anywhere. Don't look for me. Fuck off.
Dang. Wherever he is.
Or find him at Thicc_Churro.
Yeah. Or that too.
That works, yeah.
Tune in for my yearly stream sometime this year.
Ooh, let's go. Can't wait though. But yeah, that's basically our family right here. And thank you guys for watching though. And remember, you got nothing to lose when you're at the bottom because you got no fear in F tier. Take care. Bye.